So one of the main questions on the Dragon Ball fandom's mind for years and years now is, why isn't it that Vegeta gets the final kill? Why is it that he never defeats the final villain in any arc from the time he was introduced? Because after him being a villain, which obviously him being a villain he was gonna lose, ultimately you would think that if he became one of the main protagonists, especially later on down the road in the story where pretty much only the Saiyans are capable of doing anything, you would think at some given point he would have got the defeat on one of the main villains, whether it be in one of the arcs or something along the lines of that. You would think, oh, Vegeta's gonna finally get his moment, but he never did, and still up until this day in Dragon Ball Super hasn't. I mean, if you go down the row of everybody that they faced thus far since Vegeta's been introduced to the story, it's always been like either he gets really close to defeating the villain and then ultimately loses or something goes wrong, or he gets owned pretty early on to be a crutch for Goku to come in. I mean, from the Ginyu Force, to Frieza, to the androids, to Perfect Cell, to Majin Buu, even him sacrificing himself against Buu, to Beerus, to him getting robbed in Resurrection F, to the final fight in the Universe 6 tournament against Hit, and then of course in the more recent stuff in the fight against Black and Zama's, he was also pretty much blasted off. Not to mention the movie villains as well, and some of the in-between stuff. Vegeta just never really got his moment. And I think of course one of the main things everybody's mind comes to immediately when thinking is, oh no, it's because they want to make Goku the final hero, which in most cases, yeah, that's true. Especially in Resurrection F, there was no reason why Vegeta couldn't finally get some revenge and ultimately avenge his Saiyan heritage, because if he would have defeated Frieza, that would have been perfect for Vegeta's story, finally avenging his comrades and his family and everything that he represented. It would have been like, wow, great cap on the legacy of Vegeta right there. And they were like, no, we're gonna give Goku the moment, even though we all really know, Vegeta fans at heart can say, yeah, Vegeta was supposed to get that one. But I think one of the main reasons why Vegeta, especially when villains show up, he's like one of the first people to fight and then he eventually loses, is the fact that they use what I like to call the Justice League Superman method. Now what I mean by that is, if you've seen the Justice League or Justice League Unlimited cartoon back in the days, you will know what I'm talking about, that they would always use Superman going in to fight one of the big villains early on when they show up, and having Superman get defeated to ultimately showcase, oh, this is a credible threat. Because in their eyes, if the audience sees that Superman got his ass kicked and couldn't defeat the villain, especially early on, then this is serious business. This isn't a joke. And I think that's one of the reasons why they use Vegeta as well, because Vegeta's always been close to Goku in power. It's always like he's a step behind, or he might get at some given point, especially like during the Cell stuff, he was a little bit ahead of Goku or whatever, but it always showcases, well, Vegeta, you know, he's pretty freaking strong. He's almost close to Goku. If he got defeated, if he couldn't get the job done, then this is a serious situation. And I honestly think that's one of the main, most important reasons why they do that to Vegeta, why he never gets to win. Obviously, one of the main reasons on top of it all is that Goku usually is the winner. Of course, there's the exception with the Cell stuff, because Gohan was the one that took him out. Of course, it wouldn't have happened without the assist from Vegeta, but ultimately, it's always the arc that builds up for Goku to defeat the villain, or for Gohan for that particular time as well, to defeat the main antagonist. And it's unfortunate that that's what Vegeta is, but at the end of the day, especially later on down the road in Dragon Ball, like, you know, Dragon Ball itself, obviously Vegeta wasn't in it. It was a lot different from what Z became, and then later on in Z, especially GT and even Super, it became the Saiyan show with Goku always being the ringleader. And that's why I feel as though Vegeta never really gets to win, is because they always use him to be like the throwaway. Like if Vegeta gets his ass stomped out, oh shit, Goku's gonna have his hands full, and that's why I think they do it. And it sucks that Vegeta's used that way, but it seems as though that's the case. Cause I mean, just look as recent as the Universe 6 tournament, everything was going smoothly, they were pretty much taking everyone out, but let's throw in Vegeta first and showcase that Hit kicked Vegeta's ass, which Vegeta's a Super Saiyan Blue just like Goku, so Goku's gonna have a big problem with taking this guy out. Go to the androids, even, you know, way back in the day when Vegeta went up against 18 and he's like, I'm a Super Saiyan now, I could take him out. Bam, he gets destroyed, and it showcases that even Super Saiyan isn't enough against these androids. It's always been, let's throw Vegeta in early so we can showcase that their power level right now just isn't enough. And it sucks because if you go back to moments like when he tried to sacrifice himself against Buu, absolutely beautiful moment, one of the best moments in Dragon Ball Z, and it's only for nothing because Buu comes back, and ultimately at the end of it all, Goku has to save the day, which should have been Gohan at that point, because this was supposed to be Gohan, you know, being the hero or whatever, but that's besides the point. It always once again goes back to the fact that if Vegeta can't do it, then Goku's gonna have at least somewhat of a struggle. Not to mention even small elements like like the fact that Toriyama was never a fan of Vegeta to begin with, so that's probably why he never really gave him wins back in the day either. But let me know what you guys think. Big question of the day, why you think it is that Vegeta never gets the win, no matter how great the situation, no matter how perfect, like the end of Resurrection F, it would have been for Vegeta to ultimately take out the final villain. Why you think they never give him that spotlight, or even in the latest arc as well with Black and Zama's, how he pretty much gets messed up early on to showcase, oh, Goku and Trunks ain't gonna be able to do this. This is gonna be too much for them. And your overall thoughts of Vegeta's character as far as the situation goes. Do you think that he hasn't been getting his just dues when it comes to a lot of these fights and getting the win when he should have been? Instead, he took the loss. And your overall thoughts of this topic. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.